Hi, I'm Mike Trojan, and we're here today at our DeQ water treatment plant with Betty Matthews-Malone, who's the director for our Water and Wastewater Services Division. And we're going to talk about the rate-setting process that we're going through right now. It's the time of year where we determine the amount that we need to charge the area municipalities for our responsibilities for the treatment of water and wastewater. They, in turn, recover those costs from the consumers, from the residents of Niagara. And one of the complicating factors lately has been the fact that although there's been conservation efforts, the cost of water has been increasing. So, Betty, thanks for joining us today. And the fact that costs are going up and consumption is going down is a difficult one to explain. So can you help us out with that a little bit?
Well, here in the region, we have 6 water treatment plants, and we're a very capital-intense infrastructure. So what that means is a lot of our costs are fixed. About 90% of our costs are fixed. And what happens is that as those costs remain somewhat the same, as our quantity of water that we sell decreases, then the price per unit treated goes up. So even with conservation, costs remaining the same, costs are going up.
So, Betty, what would that mean to the average homeowner?
Well, as you mentioned, we're the wholesaler water to our local municipalities. So for the regional costs, a typical household would see about a $29 increase for water and wastewater services attributed to the region.
So that's a dilemma. I mean, how do we balance the objective of conservation and also balance our goal of having a stable, sustainable water system?
Yes, and they're very both very critical parts to our operation. So one of the ways in which we support conservation is the way we recover our rates. We have 25% of our costs that are assigned fixed, but the majority, the 75%, is still based on volumetric. So it still depends on, or very much related to how much water you're consuming. And so conservation at 75 cents on the dollar does still benefit.
So there's still an incentive there.
There is an incentive.
So about the future, what does the future hold for us? What are some of the plans and some of the challenges for us with our water and wastewater systems?
Well, probably the most critical challenge always is to make sure that we're providing safe and aesthetically pleasing drinking water to our community. We've seen a lot of changes over the last number of years because of the Walkerton tragedy. And so that from a legislative standpoint across the Ontario, we've seen a number of changes on that front. I'm happy to say we've always been well out in front of any regulatory requirements, and it's our mandate within the Water Wastewater Group to ensure that good quality service and great drinking water for our community.
Okay. Well, thanks, Betty. Thanks for joining us today. And thank you and all of the folks in our Water and Wastewater Division for providing that safe, reliable source of water.
Thank you. We're very proud to do it.